Hello, and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And we are back with Sister Wives, Season 20, Episode 4, entitled You Need to Shut Up. This is, as of right now, we've Googled this, and this apparently is the title. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but this is the title. So before we get into Sister Wives, we do want to talk a little bit about Special Forces, which we both watched this week. I have to say, I really enjoy the show.
I love this show.
And I'm like on the edge of my seat. I mean, I was watching it this morning and I gasped, and Steve's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, they just went down a hill." You know, I'm like, "Oh." But I would tell you right now, I could not go through those tunnels.
I couldn't do any of this. I couldn't even be in that Moroccan heat. You know, I mean, kudos to the people who are there, who signed up for this in the first place. I mean, this is horrible.
Yeah.
What they put them through.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's, yeah. And they're saying it's just a fraction of what they really do. But I just, I guess heights, I don't love, but being enclosed, like when Gia started to have a panic attack, I was like, oh, I felt that. And that panic, it freezes you. And then they're yelling at you and yelling at you and yelling at you. And it's like, I understand this is life and death, but like, this isn't going to help her, you know?
Right. She's never done this before. She's never practiced for this in any way. And, it's sprung on them. Like, okay, now you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, God, this show, this is very risky because somebody could, like, especially when they're like in the water, they're in the ditch in the water with I guess though they could rescue them at any time by lifting up those,
the grates.
The grates. But still, it could be too late. Like you can drown they say you can drown in a tablespoonful of water, and it doesn't take much. You know what I mean? Like you could get it in your lungs. People drown like days later after, getting water in their lungs. Anyway, this is so dangerous. I mean, the liability of this show is just unreal.
So either like the show, I mean, I'm sure maybe they have a lot of insurance, and I bet you all of those contestants signed a very thick packet.
Oh,
I
of
bet
course,
you anything.
but you don't want someone to die on your show, insurance or no insurance or waivers or not. Like that, I don't know. It trips me out that just regular people are doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. But there were a few Kody moments. The first exercise that they had to do was like rappelling themselves like down a side of a dam.
Yeah.
While remembering a code.
Yeah.
And Kody, we just see Kody passed, and then he smiles and goes, "Oh, I could do that again." It's like, oh, shut up, Kody. Like, it's just like, what? Really?
I'm sure he means it. I mean, this guy, he loves this.
No, I'm sure he meant it too, but it's a little bit like, is this the environment? Like, this is not a jokey environment. We're already finding out. These guys don't like sarcasm or humor.
Well, that's the thing. This show has really demonstrated to us just how goofy he is. And, Brianna Lapagel, I don't know how you say her last name. When she was giving that interview, she was talking about how she was being serious, not joking. She thought he was mentally slow. Like,
we talked about that last time.
Yeah, why is this guy saying these things? And you see it, he has no social skills. When you think about his life, he's led a very, very sheltered life. He grew up in the LDS church on that ranch in Montana, small town, very, very, his world was very small. And then, he has only lived in, a couple different places. He hasn't really traveled. He's been in this isolated, insular community. I just don't think Kody knows how to operate in the world. Doesn't know what to say, what not to say. So
Yeah, because he's walking around going, day 4, day
Yeah,
4,
he's
we
like,
shall.
"Congratulations, you made it to day 4." It's like, "Okay."
But that's what I mean. That, oh, let's do it again. Oh, I could do that again. And it's just like, "Ugh,
Yeah,
really, you've been here 4 days now. You know the, you know the score.
yeah.
Um, but I will say, every time I hear someone's backstory, it's like, yeah, you can really you see the humanity. And like Nick Young, now I'm just like, I'm not annoyed by his smile. I'm like, I know why you smile now, Nick Young.
Mhm,
I know the pain. So, and again, that other guy, Ravi, who I've seen in different shows, he's been in a couple
mhm,
different sitcoms and such. I mean, that's devastating. He tells the story of he and his wife lost their, I guess, baby girl at
mhm,
5 days
mhm.
old. It sounds like something, maybe she had a brain injury or something, like it seems like they had, I'm not quite sure, but they have a 6-year-old daughter, and I mean, he's just like, "It wrecked us." Wrecked
Yeah,
his daughter, wrecked all of them, and
yeah, and his wife is very worried about him being
yeah.
there and something
Yeah.
happening to him.
Yep.
So,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. So, did he have any other, the hair was, we got a ponytail, we got high pony, low pony, we got frizz, we got a lot of Cody hair
Yeah,
looks.
he doesn't have all of his hair products available, so his hair's looking a little dry.
You
Um,
think that's what it is? He doesn't have all his, I mean, they could not possibly let him have a bunch of hair products.
oh, no, he doesn't have I don't think he has anything. I don't do they even let them bathe? I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen any,
Yeah, no, we've seen them
showers.
shower. We've seen, I
Oh,
think they're like outdoor showers, and I think they've,
yeah.
so I think they get to shower. I think, but the other part of it is they were sitting around waiting for a while, and I think that's that whole thing. Like, no one wants to take any of their clothes off. Nobody wants to, you can't relax because
Mhm,
we're going to be called at any moment.
mhm,
So
yeah.
anyway.
Well, yeah, I really hand it to the little Gia. I mean,
Mhm.
God, she's like 24 years old, you know.
Mhm.
She is a tough cookie.
Well, the other one is Chanel Iman,
Mhm.
who is,
Yeah, they never really show her much of
they
her.
they showed her a little bit this time around, but again, I think she's about Gia's age. And
Uh-huh.
again, I mean, mom was a model. You're this, like, she's, and yeah. Anyway, same
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, yeah, I tip my hat to both of them, because I am telling you, I can't even watch a show where someone is like buried alive. Like, I can't even watch that. It makes me so anxious. That is my
Mhm.
worst fear in life, is being buried alive.
Wow. Wonder where that comes from.
Well, because you just have to lay there until what? You waste away? Like, what do you do? How do you get out?
Well, oh, you'd probably suffocate first. You'd probably die pretty quickly from
Okay.
suffocation. But
All
that's
right.
not
Well,
pleasant.
no.
That's not
No.
pleasant.
No.
No.
It's just the idea of waking up and like
Yeah, you
being in a
can't.
confined space, that like,
Can't
that's a lot
move.
of anxiety there.
Yeah, well,
So,
so Johnny football drops out.
which,
Um,
God, man, I thought he was going to power through. And he said that. He's like, I, when things get really hard, I allow myself to talk myself out of it. And that's what those guys were. That was the whole point of this episode. They said it was about mindset, and that's it. I mean, again, it's the
mhm.
mindset. I could make it through those tunnels. My mindset is I can't, or I'm scared, or I'm going to freak out, or something terrible is going to happen. And in some ways, you gotta like go through the tunnel and get to the other side to realize, like, I
Mhm.
can do this. This isn't as scary as I think it is.
Yeah.
Um, uh, because obviously there are lots of people around me, and if something happened, but it does, I mean, it does really challenges you in a lot of different ways. I just found it fascinating. I just love the show. I
Yeah.
really
Well,
do.
and we got a quick flash of Cody's rock hard abs,
Oh, we
which
did?
I'm not gonna yeah, it was very
Oh,
quick. It was like
okay.
towards the end, I believe. Um, which I'm not gonna criticize. Look, I
Hmm.
don't have any abs and he's 57
And they were
and
rock hard.
well, I mean, it was hard to tell. They had definition.
Mm.
You could see definition,
Mhm.
but hard to tell.
Hmm. Okay.
So, you know.
All right. All right. Do you have anything else to say about special forces?
No, not really. Just hope to get more Kody. Can't wait for the
Yeah.
Kody showdown.
I mean, there's
Whenever
gotta
that's
be a
gonna be.
Cody, Brianna, Gia showdown or something. Something's
Yeah,
gonna happen hopefully soon.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get because we cannot focus on that anymore because we have got to get to Parawan because Meri is going over to see Jen at the bike shop and to talk about dating. I'm like, oh God, you're
For the
absolutely right. You
4th
called this,
episode in a
you,
row.
you called this last time, which is this is what this is every single yeah.
Yes.
Because and you know what the interesting thing is, she and Jen are now doing like how Christine and David do, right? They're doing co-together interviews.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is your partner now.
That's your new partner.
Yeah.
Yes. I know, and because the reality is she needs someone to film with, and she
Yeah.
is not on good terms with anybody else in the family
Mm-hmm.
apparently.
And I
And
mean,
this
yeah.
is it. She has to be with Jen.
Yeah.
Like they cannot break up.
Well, the other thing too is, I mean, then we'll get into this where Christine, I mean, listen, Christine films with her kids a lot, but a lot of times Christine also has David, so they can always film
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, yeah, we can't just watch Meri alone,
Yeah.
dating. But this is again back to this whole thing where it's like, oh, we need to talk about boys, then Jen's husband has to leave because they're going to talk about boys and
Mm.
it's like, oh my God,
And she's
really?
got her Worthy Up sweatshirt on, so
Yes,
must
yes.
have been in the height of Worthy Up. I mean, is Worthy Up dead? Is it
No, I think
over?
it's still happening. Maybe she's evolving it in some way, shape, or form.
Hmm. Okay. Um. Yeah. So she tells us that Ron, the guy that she matched with at speed dating,
Hmm.
she has talked to him. They have not met in person. Now, I realize this. Well, she drove to Salt Lake to go to the speed dating thing, so he probably lives in Salt Lake. And she's in Parowan. That's what is it, like 2 or 3 hours at least?
Oh, it is. It's that far. I didn't know
I
it was
think
that far away
so.
from Salt Lake City.
I think it
Oh
is.
wow. Okay, that's a little bit farther. But is it kind of like Love Is Blind, where everybody's like near? Maybe not everyone's in Salt Lake proper, but they're surrounding
I have
areas.
no idea. I
What?
mean,
Here's the thing: how many men are there in Parawan? She's going to have to drive.
right, right.
Someone's going to have to get in the car.
The odds are not good in
Yeah.
Parowan. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, wow. But again, another thing, this kind of going back to the same thing with Cody, is that Mary's views on dating also
Mhm.
expose her lack of sophistication
Yeah.
in because I mean, how I'm sure Cody was her first boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, first and only
I mean, she's
boyfriend.
19.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
how many serious relationships could you
Right.
have before that?
Exactly. So, and she says in their culture, you date to get married.
Mhm.
You don't date for fun because Jen's trying to get her to look at it like, just have fun with this. Come
Yeah.
on, just who cares? Contact him. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
wait for him to contact you. And Mary's taking it so seriously, like like following all these antiquated rules.
Mhm.
And yeah, she's never dated before.
Yeah.
And so this is just completely out of her wheelhouse, which is why she needs so much help from Jen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the part. Again, it's very stunted, which is why it's like hee boys, because she never really
Mhm.
got to do this with her. She didn't like get ready for a date with her friends at the apartment and oh my God,
Mhm.
blah blah blah, and going down and all that kind of, going down the stairs and seeing the guy or whatever it is. So she didn't have those opportunities. But yeah, it is very interesting that because you know, I would say the same things that Jen's saying. Like, you just need to have
Mhm.
a good time. Like, hey, Ron,
Yeah.
like, what do you care?
You don't
Well,
have to
this
get
guy that she's
married.
worried about that's a little bit younger,
Yeah. Who
well, who
cares?
cares? So what? He's 6 years younger than you. Okay.
Yeah, they're debating, oh, how many years makes you a cougar? Is that
It's
10
like, oh, who
years? Is it
cares?
15 years? Who cares if you like the person, you're attracted to them, it's
Hmm.
just you're just going to be talking. It's just that's what God. I
And then
know. I
maybe,
mean,
but again, and then you could just have a good time and then be like, "Peace out." I mean, that's the other
Mhm.
part of it too. So I think that, yeah, she's
Huh.
really struggling with dating and struggling with, um, what and I feel for her because she's also in a weird position where she can't date like a 20-year-old. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like, everybody that she's gonna meet is going to be like her with kids and an ex and some of these other
Well,
things.
and
So
she's on television,
yeah,
yeah,
that
and the
too. But
catfishing stuff, all that
yes,
stuff
yes. But that's the
follows her.
part about, like, that's really hard is that she's having to face all of these things that she's never had to face before, and then it's all wrapped up in this act of dating, which she doesn't
Mhm.
she doesn't understand. So
Yeah.
I guess I should give Mary a break.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure she's worried about people judging her because if they go back and they watch the show or even just get the highlights of the
mhm.
show, she doesn't come off very well in a lot
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
So, yeah, anyway.
And then we had to go through and ask everybody about dating apps. And Robin, of course, was like, she would never use an app. I mean, are the people even on there serious?
Yeah, or just looking for a hookup.
I'm like, okay.
Well, both, Robin.
Yeah.
It's
Uh, And
a
then
lot
Chris
going on out there.
now this was interesting with Christine. She says the app that she used was for swingers and open marriages, but I guess also people that want to be monogamous. I'm like, what app is this?
What app is
Because
that?
usually it's either swinging and non-monogamy or monogamy. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
I have to say that it's been many, 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 many years since I've like been on a dating app, but I kind of agree that there are a lot of people on those apps, even just the vanilla apps,
mhm.
who are not really available.
No. No.
They're just out there. They are screwing around.
Yeah.
They're having affairs. They're dipping their toe in the water. They're seeing what's out there. There's
Mhm.
a lot of that.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's what she meant because I don't think she was literally on an app for swingers. Or, I mean, I just
Mm.
think that through
Oh,
there
I
must
understand
have
what you're saying.
been, yeah, I'm sure there was some stuff on there because people will say, what they're open to. Um, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that, the apps now, you basically just check off whatever,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
do
I'm sure
this.
I've mentioned this before. I hear this from my clients all the time, which is, I don't have any clients that are like actively dating in San Francisco recently, but in the past, I had one client. She told me the story about how she was at this point in life. She wanted to get married. She wanted to have kids. She was freezing her eggs. She was serious. And so she was texting with this guy, and she's like, "This is what and she's very clear. Like, this is what
Hmm.
I'm looking for. This is what I want." He wants the exact same thing. Great. They have their first date. They're making out like on her couch. And then that's when he drops the bomb of, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would really want to be serious or exclusive. It's like a lot of these guys want, it's almost like, well, I want the good girl, or I want, do you know what I mean? And I want this kind of person, or I'm attracted to this kind of person, but oh, they want a serious relationship. I'm going to tell them I want a serious relationship until I get there. And that's also crappy too. That
Hmm.
people will say that this is what they want. But
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Janelle says she'll never be on a dating app. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It's a hard no for
And
Janelle.
Kody says, how do you get the essence? How do you get the essence of a person? And he's not wrong, but
Hmm.
you're not going to get their essence through the app.
Right. You
You're going
you
to
you
get the
meet them,
connection, the meaning.
right. You meet them through the app. The rest is just the same. It's the same as it's always been.
Yeah.
You get to know them.
Okay. So then I got a little confused because she and Jen, they're like blurring out so much the photos on the phone.
Mhm.
And she was talking about this guy, Steven. Now, is this the younger guy that was at the dating at the Steven?
I don't know.
Okay. But I'm sorry, whoever that younger guy is, and he's wearing a kiss the cock apron,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say I've never met a straight man that had that apron.
No.
I've never had a straight man that had that apron. That's all I'm gonna say.
Maybe they were so desperate they needed to fill this room to shoot this scene, and
Oh.
so they paid people $50 to come
Mhm.
be in the the scene. And Steven was like, "Sure."
But he matched with her. he matched with her or something. I mean, it's like,
Well, maybe he wanted to keep getting paid.
yeah,
He's like, maybe there'll
maybe.
be another opportunity to film and I can make another 50. I
So
don't
come
know.
come at me, ask, if someone here is, you know, has the kiss the cock apron and is
Your
straight,
husband has the kiss the
tell
cock
tell me.
apron.
Tell me
Yeah,
because
I'd
I
like
could
to
be very
see
wrong, but
it.
I'm just the minute I saw that I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Explains a lot.
Now we have to go to Flagstaff." I find all of the Robyn and Kody stuff so grating, but it really is the best. It's like
Yeah.
it's the meat, but the meat is so tough to chew. Best way of
Yeah. Well,
saying it.
they're really, really using their acting skills to try
Mhm.
their hardest to make themselves look not so horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're very aware of
Oh yeah.
how this looks.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I mean, maybe we just didn't see the movers. But again, they're packing everything themselves.
Mhm.
They got Cody's brother Michael helping them, and that's
Mhm.
it. And they appear to be moving themselves. And it's like
Yeah.
you God, it just gets me. Like you have money, you have enough money to hire movers.
Mhm. Well, so then we see Janelle, and Janelle has this talking head, and this is what I've been saying. Janelle's like, "I'm wondering about Coyote Pass now." She's like, "I saw on social media that they got a new house." And she's
Mhm.
like, "And now I'm wondering about the property." And she said it. She's like, "He has a hefty mortgage." I was like,
Mhm.
"That's what I said too. Even if they put a lot down, it's still a hefty mortgage." And she's
Mhm.
like, "Oh," and she says, "He's going to need cash, but she's worried because when he needs money, he gets greedy."
Mm.
So,
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened.
mhm.
And, if it hadn't been for lawyers getting involved, he
Yeah.
would have. Because as we will talk about when we cover Christine's book this week for Patreon,
Yes.
oh, there's a lot of he
Yeah.
is financially dishonest
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
greedy and at the expense of his children
Mhm.
and his wives. He's awful.
Yeah. I mean, at the core of it, it's like you need to make it fair because all of these women have your children. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's a little bit like it's not just one person and you kind of feel dismissive of I don't know, it's just like yeah, you may if you don't love these women, if this is your mantra, that's fine, but these are your children and you do know that
Mhm.
if you punish this mother, this punishes the
Mhm.
children.
Yeah,
Which is
and these
such an ego narcissistic thing to do.
oh, he's awful.
But he wants to talk about his pheromones. Cody
This
really
is
smells right
disgusting.
now. And this was so gross. He's like, "I know you could smell my pheromones." And he's like, "Oh, I'm always peacocking with her. I always peacock with her. I never with another woman. And he's talking about how they're flirting. He's flirting around because now they're battle buddies, not
Mm.
lovers.
'Cause they're moving themselves. Months? That he says they've been moving for months.
Yeah, yeah, and he's like
So, there's an overlap here, I mean, or they're yeah, they got the new house, but they have some time to get out of the old house or months? I don't understand that, but
yeah,
whatever.
but it's a little bit like, "Ew, gross, put on some deodorant or something," like,
He's acting I mean, he's being so disgusting. He's like, "You like that stinky smell. You like that stink."
mm.
Ew. I mean, it's just like, stop talking. No, no. No one
Maybe this is
likes
maybe this is you need to shut up. Maybe this is where we
Yes,
get the
maybe
title
that's what
from,
they're
"You need to
referring
shut
to.
up."
Yes.
Yeah. It's not
Ugh.
cute, and that's a part that I guess that's a lot of this, like, social cues and the awkwardness of Cody, which is I think he thinks that we're gonna see this and think, "Ooh, they're really horny, sorry, for each other,"
Yeah.
that they're this sexy couple, and it's like, "No, we're really kinda grossed out. I'd just like for you to take a shower." Like, that's gross.
Well, yeah, and all of a sudden now he wants us to know how hot they are for each other because he
Mhm.
says then they had this family culture. I don't know if he said this or Robin
No,
said this, but
Robin did, Robin did.
the family culture of no affection in front of the other wives. And so Robin, she needs to get comfortable with, PDA.
Mhm.
And then Cody's like, yeah. he wants her to be so comfortable that she wanna slap his ass at the mall.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
what?
bizarre. I've been married 22 years. I've never wanted to slap my husband's ass at the mall, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And so I'm having so many I have a lot of theories about Robyn and Kody and like what because yes, this the Kody that we see today is heavily, heavily influenced by Robyn. And so there's something about this where I really feel like part of maybe what she did with him was she lured him in, and I think she makes him feel insecure. I think that it's
Mm.
one of those like, you know, he loves her more than she loves him, and she
Mhm.
might love him just as much, but I get the sense that she kind of like because he is constantly trying to impress her. He's
Right.
constantly trying to get her to see him. He's constantly like, and all of this, everything, the financial abuse, everything was about getting her
What she
to
wanted.
what she wanted and getting her to want him. And I'm like, so
Mhm.
there's something here where you're getting it, enough of it. She's giving you drops, but you want
Mhm.
water. She's been breadcrumbing you for 15
Yeah.
years. And it is. It's really interesting to see because he uses words that she uses and all of that kind of stuff. And I think I've talked about this before. I often, as I'm just bebopping around thinking about sister wives, and just about this transformation of Kody and who he is, and is this who Kody always has been? Is this the influence of the TV show and this bride? Is it that? And I just think it's like I think it's one of those things where, you know, people hit these critical moments and the people that you choose to marry or surround yourself will take you in one direction or another.
Mhm.
I think that
Yeah.
he fell in love with someone who was honest and truthful and, all the things that Robyn is not. I do wonder. I do wonder if this would have worked, you know?
Yeah, because, yeah, her comments about how though there was all these men who wanted to marry her,
Mhm.
and, she had to make sure, she always treated herself like she was a prize,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're right because Cody has just always wanted to feel special. He's always wanted to be seen and
Yes.
noticed, and
Mhm.
ever since he was a child, and we've heard this from everyone in his life, his friends from high school talking about what a showboat he was.
Mhm.
All the way through it, he just wants to feel special. He liked, that he had all these children. I don't know if he
Mhm.
cared so much about the wives, honestly. But he, having all these children made him
Mhm.
feel good, and the children all liking him and
Yeah.
adoring him, and
I
all
think
of
having
that.
a
And
different kind of family too.
yeah, he's different, the
Mhm.
long hair, whatever. And so, yeah, so I don't I and Robin was like this prize for him, and the first
Mhm.
wife that he kind of chose. He didn't choose.
Yeah.
All those other marriages were kind of pushed on him by his
Mhm. And
family, in my
definitely
opinion.
Christine, we know that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was the church leaders, the family, whoever. Because Mary's family was, I believe, they were kind of influential in getting Win and
Mhm.
Janelle to, or Grandma Janelle,
Mhm.
to convert to the fundamentalist. So Robin was the first person who he's like, oh my God, look at that girl. And she was pretty,
She was beginning of the show, she is very pretty. She is the one where everybody else is looking better, she looks worse.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I I don't know what's happening with her, and again, if she has a thyroid thing, I'm sorry, but it's shocking how she had such light
Well,
and
it's her energy. It's,
yeah.
it's not even her physical, you know, attributes,
Mhm.
necessarily. It's just that, she is, yeah, she had a light before. She was happy. She has
Mhm.
not been happy for a long, long time. And
Mhm.
she's lost her light, and so that makes her look, she's wearing it on her
Yeah.
face. So, yeah, and so he just felt so proud of himself that
Mhm.
he got this pretty, and now he's how, how many times do we hear a pretty shy wife?
Mhm.
You know, he's just got her on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And
And
he
she
did
knows it, and she
yeah.
works it, and she's very and I wonder with her how much she really likes, like, I think she loves him, But again, he loves her more than she loves him. And so the person
Mhm.
who is more in love does not have the
Mhm.
control. It's the
Yeah.
other one. So I think that's the feeling. And I think that's what he is really reacting to at every turn, which is I
Mhm.
gotta keep her, I gotta keep her, I gotta keep her happy, I gotta keep her happy, I gotta keep her close. And
Yeah.
and to the point where we got here. You got what you
Yeah.
wanted. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, now Robin's upset because this isn't what she signed up for. And
Yes.
now he's feeling degraded, like, "Oh my god, 3 women
Mhm.
left me. How is Robin gonna see me
Yeah.
in her through her eyes now? Is it
Mhm.
do I am I a failure?" So, yeah, he's really, all over the place
Yeah.
with all this stuff and just trying to keep all the balls in the air and basically just to keep Robin happy.
Yeah. Mhm. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. It was to keep her happy. And what she wanted him to tuck her kids in every night.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. And he wouldn't go. We're gonna get when we get to the book,
Yeah,
she wouldn't
we'll
go to
get
Isabel's
there.
surgery. Oh, if you're not if you're not part of our
Yeah.
$8 tier on Patreon, I have to say you are missing out. We are now gonna record right after this our 7th episode of this. Like
Oh, wow.
we are really and we're not even
We're
finished,
getting
people.
we're getting into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a
if
good
you,
book.
yeah. So come over to Patreon, $8 level. Anyway, that's the last plug I'll do. Um,
Yeah.
but we've got to go to Salt Lake City and Christine and David's house and see
Yes.
Peyton. Peyton
Hayden is completely
alive.
out of the military now,
Hmm.
and, you know, I kinda knew this, but Christine said, Garrison was his best friend.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought Gabe and Garrison were best friends, but I mean, I think they were very, very close. But I
Yeah,
think
I think
his best, like, because they were in the military together and they're
yeah, they
probably closer
joined
in
together.
age and
Yeah,
all of that. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize how close they were.
yeah. So, he, is kinda seems to me like he's looking for a fresh start. And um he's going to move to North Carolina to be near his siblings, since and his nieces and nephews. And that makes sense to me. I mean, I feel for Christine with this whole thing,
Hmm.
cuz that is hard. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, that's hard, when your kids, and she's not saying she even says explicitly, They I'm not following them. I don't
yeah,
expect, she's not being, I don't know what the word is, but she's acting appropriately about her children,
yeah. She's sad.
leaving the nest, and
Hmm.
she wants them to, but she's sad, and I
Hmm.
don't blame her. I mean, if you're used to having your children and your grandchildren too, that's a really hard part, to not be able to watch them grow up,
Hmm.
see them all the time and that kind of thing. Um, so I feel for her,
Yeah.
and I don't think she truly is upset with Janelle.
No.
But Janelle does need to stop saying that stuff
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
because it's just triggering to Christine,
You
you
know that
know?
bugs her. You know it hurts her
Yeah. So
feelings.
don't
So
say it. Yeah.
leave it alone. Well, the other thing too is and once because at first when I heard Peyton moved, I was like, really? And then when he explained it, he's like, I want to be close to Janelle. I
Mm.
think it's part of it is like maybe getting close to Janelle, close to Maddie, like close to the
Mhm.
memory of Garrison.
Because he spent a lot of time at Janelle's house because he was the only boy,
Mhm.
in his
Yeah.
house.
Mhm.
So Janelle truly is a second mom, and
Mhm.
Maddie is like, uh, he's close with her and
Mhm.
everyone in that household. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay." I What did he say? He sees I lost a huge chunk of him. I lost a huge chunk. What did I mean? I mean, I think he just meant like he lost a huge part of his life. Like there's
Yeah.
if this is your best friend and your best friend is gone, there's that giant hole.
Mhm.
And
And
just
it's
like
his
Kody and
brother.
Robyn with
Yeah.
the pain of the house, Hayden doesn't want to be reminded of Garrison, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Well, yeah, everyone's left Flagstaff now, except for, I think
Gwen
Gwen might still live
and
there.
Gabe.
No, Gabe moved to Chicago.
Oh, he did? It was
Yeah,
just his birthday last week.
I know. October
Happy belated
11th.
happy belated birthday. That's my
Never
anniversary. So,
forget.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's Bill
Um,
and Hillary Clinton's anniversary
yes, it
too.
is. I said that to Steve. I was like, "Oh my god, we have the same anniversary as Bill and Hillary Clinton." And he's like, "Oh." I was like, "They're celebrating 50 years."
Wow.
I said, "What a couple for us to emulate."
Well, hey, they're 50 years. I mean, let
Yeah, I mean,
Lord
I'm
know.
I'm just like, are they even in the same I definitely know they're not in the same room when they're posting those photos, but are they even on the same continent? It's like
Yeah.
how often
No.
are these 2 ever together? That's what's so
I think
laughable about it.
I think they might be. Well, they have grandchildren, they probably where does Chelsea I think does she live in New York City? I don't know.
Anyway, I mean,
I wish them the best.
I don't I don't think that they're spending day in, day out together. That's for
No,
me.
no. Well, they're both very busy people. They have their own
Yes.
lives. They have their
Yes.
own things that they do, their projects and
Mhm.
all of that. So, yeah, they're not
Alright.
watching Sister Wives together and sitting on the couch.
Alright.
Okay. So now we're back to talking about the apps.
Oh god. And did you notice the music changes? Like, it's like the sad music, and then we're at pair 1, like, "Okay, people, get upbeat now. We
Yeah,
gotta
we're
get
good.
upbeat." Like, the
That's
mood is
right.
changing.
Um,
Um,
this is just more boring. This is where
yeah.
Mary says that, if you like me first, you have to start the conversation. I'm not going to start the conversation. And she admits that she's quote unquote talking to
Mhm.
6 guys. It's like,
Wow.
well, that's a lot to be juggling.
Yeah, that is a lot to juggle. But well, and this alludes to what you were talking about earlier where Cody's talking about, like, yeah, when he first met Mary, they would flirt, they'd hang out like in groups. They never really went on dates, like proper dates.
Mhm.
And then he mentions this attraction to the family. And then
Mhm.
he talks about being reeled in by the family. And again, I think that this was him not loving Mary, but wanting to
Mhm.
be part of this thing.
Mhm.
Um, but then Mary, this is where Mary talks about how, Cody used to be very, very different. There was a light in his eyes and he was
Mhm.
kind. And again, I think who you are with greatly, greatly influences that part of it. And whatever light Robyn had is gone. Like that, her
Mhm.
energy is awful. True. I can feel it through
Yeah,
the screen. It is so bad.
at least what we see of it. I don't know. Maybe she's just playing this role and maybe off screen she's, happy,
Happy go lucky.
mom. Not necessarily happy go lucky, but I mean, I'm sorry. You can't tell me that she's not happy in her life.
Hmm.
She's happy with Cody. She's, likes all her kids are around except Dayton. We don't know where Dayton
Yeah.
is. We have no idea. Um, so I don't know. I really don't know.
Hmm. All right. Well, we have a quick what was this? A quick thing, and we are like back in Salt Lake, and Christine's upset because she's getting mail that says Christine Brown, and she's walking around the neighborhood. Again, they needed a scene, so they're holding
Right.
hands, walking around the block, and she says she feels like a bad mom because they're all picking Janelle. And then this is where we hear about Christine and Janelle are in business together, which I assume is the Plexus.
Plexus, yeah.
And I guess they ran the business kind of together, but I guess Christine right now wants to maybe break away. I think that Christine's probably still very serious about the business, and I bet you anything Janelle's like kind of half in, half
No,
out.
Janelle is doing this Tata Farms
Mhm.
project. Now she's doing her life coach. She just launched
Yes.
her
Life coaching business.
life coaching business. Apparently, she said she's a certified life coach, like
She
certified
did?
by Yeah, I heard her say that.
Oh, okay. I want to take her course. Do I just go on her Instagram, right? And find it and then sign up?
Yeah, just find I don't even know the name of it, but yeah, they already had one. Someone was talking about it on I think it was Jody and Amanda. Some people reported, they had attended and it sounded like it was kind of a shit show. Like, it wasn't, there was like 400 people on this call and it was
Mhm.
like, wasn't ran very well. And, um, it just didn't go well.
Mhm.
So, but I think there's another one coming up. Like, this next week or something.
Okay. All right. I'll have to keep an
So
eye out
that's
for
your
that.
homework. You've got
Yes,
to
yes.
sign up for
And this
that.
is all but this is all through her social media though, because there's nothing on a website anywhere.
I don't know. She might have a separate website.
Okay. I have
I
to do
don't
some
know. You could just
Googling.
Google it and find it.
I will. I will. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think maybe Janelle is not putting as much time into Plexus. I mean, she's probably already got a good downline. She's going to bring in money,
Mhm.
and she just wants to do something else.
Yeah. Okay, here I found the
So,
post. I have to Yeah. Real tools, real results. The stories you tell yourself shape your reality. Wow. Okay.
that's deep.
Yeah.
Deep thoughts.
Um all right, Flagstaff and so now we have Michael and Michael of course has to talk to Kody about the move, so he's got to bring this up.
Yeah, this is
And
their
then
last day of packing. They have to
yeah.
get out tomorrow. Um,
Yeah, we hear the whole yeah, we have to go through the whole thing again about the pain and the 5 years and this 5
it's
years and the family
COVID.
eroded.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and that's where he gets into this whole thing of would she find me valuable without the other wives? Would she, worried about Robyn, what would happen? And then this is where Robyn says, well, this is not the life she expected. Um, and that's where I wrote this little note to myself. I said, there's something in this dynamic where maybe Robyn is holding back a bit, and that's what hooks him in.
Mhm.
Because the worry and fear that he
Yeah.
has about this woman leaving
And
him.
it keeps him, yeah, always trying.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. No,
But
she's
it's a
ooh.
bit cruel. I mean, it's very, very cruel in many ways because you don't deserve that. Like, so he's always living in this fight, flight, freeze stage. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
he's really just really insecure at the core of it.
yeah. Well, so we hear all about finally, Kody. We're talking about, hey, I was, we're all pretending like that this is great, that, I had to pretend I'm faking my way through
Mhm.
it. And, he something about Christine leaving him and then him saying, well, I guess I shouldn't have been surprised because Christine told me 15 years earlier that she hated polygamy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then he says something so mean. He says he doesn't even want to have to say her name, doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
think about her existing, yet he has to still interact with her kids. And
Yes.
Michael corrects him and says, "Your kids."
Mm-hmm.
Which, even if you notice, he always referred to Christine's kids, Janelle's kids. You know, I thought that was weird. Like,
Mm-hmm. No, it was an interesting slip. It's a
yeah.
very interesting little um slip about Christine. I have this is my other theory, which is that I think he's very, very. I mean, we've talked a lot about this, right? About feeling forced to marry Christine, and the sacrifices that he made. But I think he blames Christine because he feels like she's the one that started this, which she kind of did.
Started, oh, it's by leaving.
Leaving again, we don't know exactly what the circumstances are. You told us that you weren't even married to Mary, so let's just let that
Yeah.
go. But you liked Mary around, and she was a bit of a cash cow. So he had when he had all these women and the money, he had a good little thing going, and he could be with Robyn and then not have to, but he had three other incomes coming
Mhm.
towards him. So um, but I think that he's especially angry at Christine because not only is she a fan favorite, but she left him and she made him look really bad.
Mhm.
She really, really did. She really and the fact that she was able to remain so calm
Mhm.
and controlled when she told him that she was leaving, and he just flips out and gets
Mhm.
angry. And now he's very embarrassed.
Well, and also, she was very kind about the way that she did it to
Mm-hmm.
him on the show because, again, in her book, she describes in more detail the whole
Mm-hmm.
story and everything
Yeah.
that happened. And he was a total asshole to
Yeah.
her.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot more happened. It's not just what you see on TV, and she was trying to be kind to him. She could have brought up a whole bunch more stuff
Oh, yeah.
and made him look even worse, but she
Mhm.
didn't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure she has a million more stories than what's inside
mhm,
this book, and
mhm.
he's awful in this book,
Yeah,
awful.
he is.
Um, let's see. Oh
So,
god.
yeah, now
What
we're but back to Kody talking about how he and Robyn are bitter about the failure of this experience.
mm. Well,
He
and
has to
this is
drive past Christine's old house and drive by Coyote Pass every day, and this is just too much for him.
is this where they're talking about are polygamists happy? Is whole polygamous happy, or is this later on? Let me get
I
my
don't know.
notes. They talk more about this in the next one. Okay. So, should we go to North Carolina?
Okay. Yeah, so it's the holidays
Yes.
in North Carolina, and
And they want a
they're
Christmas
cutting
tree.
down
I
a
assume
tree.
they say a holiday tree, and everyone's goes out to the Tata Farms because they have all these trees and they cut a tree down, which mm, not the best Christmas tree, but okay.
Well, Christmas is I mean, Christmas trees are they're manufactured. They
Yes.
grow them a certain way to look a certain
Yes.
way. Yeah, this was not your traditional Christmas tree.
No.
But it was fun. The kids liked it. They liked,
Mhm.
Caleb with a chainsaw, and it was fun.
Well, and also McKelty's kids are hanging out with Maddie's kids, and it looks like they're
Mhm.
all having a good time. So it's very sweet. Um, and then we hear the story from Meri about one time when she and Kody were out and they were chopping down a tree, and Meri said, I think it's going to hit your car. And Cody's like, no, it's not going to do it. And sure enough, it hit his car. But this is what I love about Kody. He's just
Typical.
laughing, like, and then it hit my car. It's like,
Yeah. And he probably didn't have like good insurance, or
mm-hmm. I'm
probably
like,
totaled his car.
dear God. Um, yeah, so I guess they're frustrated with this Tata Farms thing because they have to get permits in order to grow,
Start
plant.
planting. Yeah.
And because the permits are taking so long, they, I guess, missed what this fall season to plant.
Yeah,
I don't
planting
know if that means
season.
that then they have to wait a whole year or if they just have to wait for the spring. I'm not quite sure, but I guess I'm kind of surprised that they're all surprised that these permits would be
Yeah.
held to get like, yeah, any of these stuff. 2 weeks,
It takes
please.
months. It
Yeah,
takes months and
bureaucracy's
months.
always been around. You know how bad it is.
Yeah, and I think I remember reading that one of the reasons it was delayed is when they didn't to get the permit, someone comes and does an inspection and they found something
Mm,
during the inspection that they had to then remedy. I don't know, it was some type of, maybe like an infestation of something.
mhm.
So then they had to remedy that and whatever. So yeah, that's how it goes. This is
Yeah,
bureaucracy.
yeah. But
But don't
we
worry, Janelle. It'll happen.
yes.
Well, this morning on Instagram, she posted a photo of the foundation of her home.
Yes, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, she's like, "I have a floor."
So it's a
Mhm.
pretty big place. So I guess things are happening.
Yeah.
If this were Cody, we would still be arguing for 5 years over,
Oh god.
who gets what
Yeah. Oh,
plot or
yeah.
whatever.
Um, okay, now we're back in Flagstaff, and this is where they start to talk about Michael, and Michael's the youngest of all Cody's siblings, and Michael, basically they thought maybe Michael would live plural marriage, but Michael's like, "No." And we've had this conversation with Michael more than once. Like,
Yeah.
every time he comes on the show, we have
Every
to
time he
talk
comes to
about
town, they have to grill him about this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and every time he says, "No, not interested."
Mhm.
Um, and then Cody makes this observation, which is he says, I'm leaving plural marriage at the age where my dad was getting into it. Maybe
Mhm.
it's more successful when you're older. And I was like, that's interesting, Cody. Like, this is the most interesting thing you said ever. I'm like, yeah, that is really fascinating. Like, would it be different if it was, and again, this is your perception of everything, Cody. I mean, Cody has such a stars in his eyes, about his father. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Was Grandma Janelle real happy about this? Like, do you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
taking this attitude of Wynn decided to take a second wife and it was just all magical and perfect. And I'm like,
Yeah, because he says he died with 3 wives who loved him,
who were
no.
madly in
Yeah,
love with him. I'm kind of like, okay,
yeah.
maybe one or
He's
two, but all three?
Yeah, he's really romanticizing this, and the
Yeah.
way that he talks about his father that, you know, he says, "I'm not trying to be sexist, but," his theory okay, what's coming next?
Yeah.
His theory is the reason why Wynn was so successful as a
Mhm.
polygamist was just sheer damn manliness.
Yes.
And Michael and him say, yeah, he was angry and mean, but he was extremely masculine, macho, and he was a cowboy on a horse in the
Mhm.
rain. Women were going, hubba, hubba. I'm like, what?
Ugh. Yeah.
What,
Okay.
where did you,
I mean, the
did
way
you
they talk
imagine
about, like,
this? Or,
Janelle's mom meeting him, that she just, like,
yeah,
dropped
she
her
went in there
panties and
and,
was like, "Let's
yeah,
go, Win, right
lost
here
her
on the horse."
mind.
I mean, dear
Yeah.
God, this was and this I see, again, I'm gonna tell you another theory that I have. Sorry, people, but I have many. Okay, so this is what I'm piecing together about Kody, is that I think Win was very angry and mean. I think he was.
hmm
I think that Kody is spent his life trying to get his father to love him and approve of him, and at the core, Kody is not a cowboy.
No.
Kody isn't this. Kody is what we see. Kody likes, he's the showboat, right? But I don't
hmm
think he was allowed to be a showboat. And I think there's something about him where he is battling between these two things, this thing that my father wanted
hmm
me to be and who I am, who I really am as a
Yeah.
person. And the fact that I don't think that he's really ever I don't think we ever really see the true Kody. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like
But I
he's
think the
constantly
true
battling
Cody,
between these parts of who he wants to be, and if he could just be authentically who he is as a person and just be like, "Well, my dad has to accept me and love me," which is not easy, but what would that be
I
like?
I think the true Cody is the guy who likes nice things
Mhm. Oh, no, I
and
believe that
who
part.
who's the showboat and likes attention um and not necessarily it's not even necessarily female attention. He likes
Yeah.
attention from
Oh, yeah.
anybody,
Yeah.
you know. Um yeah, and he just wants to kind of, be this happy go lucky kind of guy. That's yeah, and Win probably was telling him to, shut the fuck up and,
Mhm.
eat your dinner, while he's trying to tell a story or, yeah, like he was like kind of pounded that out of him. But then why would he romanticize his father's image? And, he makes him out to be like this is just like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a very interesting observation of would plural marriage work if people are middle-aged, right? I mean, if
Mhm.
you are middle-aged, I think it would work if you weren't married to any of them and it was like 3 women or 2 women come together and 1 guy, and they're all like 60. I think, yeah, that might work because they'd all be like, "Okay, yeah, I don't care. Let's just."
Yeah. If you want to have sex with him, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think right? And your kids are grown and all of
Mhm.
those other things, yeah, I think it is very different because when I don't know how many kids were at home when became plural, when started doing plural marriage. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know how
if Michael was that young, so the second wife, he had kids. He started having kids, I guess, in his 50s with the second wife,
Mhm.
and that must be Michael's mom. So there were those younger kids,
Yeah.
but the Cody's full siblings, I don't know. But he said another kind of interesting thing. He said that he hit an age where he doesn't think that they, meaning the wives, were into him anymore.
Wait, he did? I
Yeah.
completely missed that. When did he say that?
He in this conversation with
Oh,
Michael, he
I guess
said,
I'm so busy writing these other
well,
things
yeah, there was
down.
a lot happened in this. There was a lot of content in this conversation, but yeah, he said that he hit an age where he didn't think they were into him anymore, which is kind of true,
Mhm.
because They weren't. But he also wasn't into them
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, no, no, Christine, I think he liked that Christine wanted him to be around all the time. I think he got something from that. And I think the day that he's finding out, "Oh, everyone's going sledding and I wasn't invited," or everyone's or
Mhm.
you oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they weren't. They weren't interested. And I think it comes back to Mary and the fact that Mary, you know, was interested in someone else and not him.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that hit
He
his
couldn't get
ego
over
hard.
that.
He could
Yeah.
not get over that at all. But
Yeah.
it's very interesting thing. But Michael says hands down the smartest thing anyone said, which is, life's tough enough already. Why make it harder
Yeah.
by being a polygamist? And I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah. That makes sense.
Mhm.
But now something very exciting happens.
Oh,
We go
yes.
back to North Carolina and Joe Darger comes up.
I know. Everyone loves Joe Dogger.
Yes, Janelle was very complimentary.
Oh, I bet you anything if Joe Dogger showed up and said, "Janelle, you wanna be my 4th wife?" I think she'd go.
I think she would.
I mean, I think she's
She
happy in this farm now, so I think he would have to
Yeah.
move out there, but I think she's always been into Joe Dogger, and listen, I think that's much more maybe who she wants and what she's attracted
Right.
to.
And you know what she's attracted to about him? Not necessarily his looks or
No,
anything.
no.
She likes how organized he is
Yes,
and how well
yes.
he runs his
Mhm.
family. The
Yes.
trains run on time in the
Mhm.
Darger house.
Yeah.
And so that's to her, that's sexy, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, we here in North Carolina, we're back there, and McKelty says, "Oh, I just was reading the Dogger book." And I think is she the one that said this? Like, I think it worked for him because he loved all of his wives.
well, Janelle says, well, then they get into, yeah, like why do some polygamous relationships work and some don't? And Janelle says it depends on the man's character. And Kody just failed at managing the wives' relationships.
Mhm.
Whereas, Joe,
Oh, yeah.
he's managing things. He's taking care of business.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is what she says is she said, plural marriage can work, but it's really dependent on the man and the
Mhm.
character of the man.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think I think the thing that she is so angry about is
Mhm.
I thought I married this kind of man
Right.
and then you're now this kind of man.
Right.
And because that's not the character of the man I married.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
just
and
shove his kids away.
Janelle had blinders on for a long time because she was just, she didn't have a father figure growing up, a close father figure growing up, and she
Mhm.
just the fact that Kody in the beginning was there playing with the kids and whatever,
Mhm.
she had such low expectations,
Yeah. Yeah.
But as soon as they were old enough to like talk back to him and stand up for themselves, it just, all
Mhm.
went to hell.
Yeah. But did you hear so
Um,
Cody's theory is the Dogger family or Joe Dogger's been able to do well because he married women. All of the women he married are all culturally homogenous.
but
And
so were his wives. All of them grew up in either polygamy or Janelle was LDS.
mhm.
That's pretty homogenous, a group of women,
Mhm.
and you have Mary and Christine and Robyn all were in plural families. So what
Yeah.
are you talking about, Kody?
Mhm.
That's You had the same thing and you
Yeah.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, his whole thing, cuz Dogger married sisters. And it's like,
twins.
yeah, that's not culturally whatever. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because when he said that, I was like, okay, well, I can understand Janelle's not part of this culture, but the other three are. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
mm,
explain that.
okay. And
Yeah, and then was it Janelle who said that, you know, Joe is like an
no,
architect, even when they
Christine,
Oh,
Christine,
Christine, okay.
because Christine's
Joe's
hot
like
for
an
him too.
architect. Yes, everyone loves he's a planner,
Yes.
he's like an architect, and Kody is just a fireman putting out
I
fires.
like this. I've never heard this. I don't know what you would call this. Is this an analogy? But I've never heard this before that there are architects and firemen.
Mhm.
Architects, there's a master plan, and firemen are constantly putting out fires.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that, use that.
Yeah, that's you wanna be an architect, not a
Yeah.
fireman.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And we know what Kody was.
Yes.
And
Uh,
then we get Kody. We get a lot from Kody, a lot of thoughts and feelings at the end here where he talks about, listen, he was committed to plural marriage. He was committed to the family. He struggled, and I was like, okay, good. We're getting there. I thought this was good. But he had a hard time. He admits that he struggled with being devoted to all of his wives. But
mhm.
then he cannot stop there because then he has to add, well, but the wives weren't always devoted to me or to each other.
Hmm.
So, he owned the fact that, like, yeah, I was, and I do agree with him. He was committed to the family itself, and what it represented in that part of it. But you were committed to that because that was your livelihood.
Mhm.
Let's not get it twisted. Like,
Right.
you weren't committed to it because, yes, you love your children, but it was also how you made a living. So you needed to be committed to
Yeah.
it.
Look
But
at he kept Mary around for a paycheck,
yeah.
and he
So
hated her.
so, but he couldn't just stop there. It couldn't be that. He had to then throw these wives under the bus about how he felt like they treated each other and how devoted they were to him. And again, I think this is Mary. The
Mhm.
devoted thing is the Mary and the catfishing. And I'm sure with Christine, the devoted was, wait, you're leaving?
Mhm.
you know? So,
Yeah, he cannot take accountability
no.
for anything. It's just
Yeah.
uh, that's that's why they all left. I mean,
Yep.
yeah. So they're saying goodbye to the house and, you know, talking about how awful,
The
all the
holidays have
awful
been.
all the awful memories of the house and that's not really a good way to say goodbye.
Mhm.
You could be like, we had a lot of hard times in this house, but we also had a lot of good times and we
Mhm.
were able to be together during COVID and be together. I mean, he can't find a silver lining
Yeah.
for anything.
Yeah, no, he says, I'm not gonna be poisoned by the memory of the past, ruining my present. And
And
then he
again, wherever you go, there you are.
yeah. And of course, we have to do this prayer circle where they thank God for what? You hate this house. What are you thanking God for now? I
Yeah.
mean, like, okay, just leave, please.
Just leave. Let the new people move in. And then he says,
Yeah.
I stirred up a jealousy putting Robin in this house. My wives couldn't handle that I was willing to fight to make sure Robin was safely kept.
Okay. And again, I underline the word safely. This is a word that Kody only started using when Robyn came around and she started using it. No one
Mhm.
used safe before Robyn, I bet you
No.
anything. No
No.
one. And Kody did not use the word safe. So again, back to Robyn. She has a convinced Kody, you want me, you need to make me feel safe. So
Mhm.
what she wants, she says, well, and she's not going to say it on camera, but what she said at the house, I'm sure was, I know it's expensive, but I will feel safe here. And then that's it. He's like, okay,
Right.
all right, let's go.
Yeah, and in Christine's book, she mentions that right before, I guess when everyone was leaving, separating, they split up this family, whatever was left in this family account, which was not
Hmm.
much, almost nothing. Um, and she said that right before that happened, Cody took out a bunch of money and paid it towards Robin's house,
Wow.
to
Yep.
get the equity.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so God, I mean, that's, mm,
But Robyn did her own goodbye. What do you
I
think
wonder what
that
that
is?
was like.
Oh God, because this was the last place where they were all together as a family. I'm like, but did the whole family ever was the whole family ever
I
in
don't
that house? Like, that's the thing. You guys
Not that
moved
I
in
remember.
2019. you then it was COVID, and then the family, like,
I think they might have had, like, one Thanksgiving or one Christmas there before COVID.
maybe.
Like, maybe the Christmas or Thanksgiving yeah, like, before March of 2020.
So it's a little bit like that was 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
Get
like,
over it.
ugh, I
Get
don't know, and
over
that's
it.
that's pretty much it. Did you write down what's happening next week?
Yes, next time, on David is trying to convince Chanel that she really needs to be on Farmers Only
Mhm.
dating app.
Okay.
And then Jen says to Mary, "How much longer until you just believe that he's an ass?" I
Meaning Kody?
assume I
Okay.
assume she's talking about Kody, or maybe she had a bad dating experience. I don't know.
Mm. I'm sure it's
Um,
Kody.
yeah. And then why is Mary even still talking about Kody? My God. Um, and then Aurora has a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's gonna be I wanna meet this guy. I
And he's
cannot.
coming over for dinner. Yes.
Yes.
I think his name is Brody, I think.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god. Can you imagine Kody
God,
with
this
this?
poor guy.
This poor Brody. Oh, Brody. You're
Oh.
walking into, like, Kody just beside
Oh, well, is he
himself.
gonna lecture him about, hormones
Yes.
and
I bet you anything he will.
kissing and chastity
Because he
and
likes this role. He's the dad, and "This is my girl, and you're gonna come and take her out, and let me look at you," and, all of that kinda stuff. That kinda
Aurora
traditional
is
stuff.
she's 24.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So if he
But
does that, this is not a teenager. If he does that, I mean, I'd be mortified. I mean,
well,
that
yeah,
she's
most
not
people
normal, like a
at 20
normal yeah.
yeah, sorry. Most people at 24 are, like, living in an apartment with their friends, and they're
Yeah,
kinda like, "I'm gonna go hang out with Brody, and maybe dad might meet him if it's serious."
yeah,
But, like, the only way she can hang out with him is he has gotta come over to the house
yeah.
and
She
get
can't
through this.
I wonder if they let her go on dates.
I don't know. This poor girl. Anyway, so well,
Oh,
oh my
okay.
god, we're over an hour of a 42-minute show.
Well, we had to talk about special
Oh,
forces
that's
too.
right. Okay. I feel
Yeah.
better now. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have a Patreon. If you thinking to yourself, I need more of these women. I need more.
You
I
want more
don't
Brown talk? You
get
want more Christine's
enough.
book? Yeah.
hmm We also have on the $8 level a true crime monthly and ask us anything, and all both levels, the $5 and the $8 level. Everyone gets all the shows ad free and a weekly bonus, so you get lots of stuff. Um, But there's other ways to support us. You can give us a 5-star rating and review. If you are a fan of ours and you haven't already, those really, really do help us get the show out there and people finding us, telling a friend, spreading the word. Go follow us on social media. We're on YouTube now, so you can go over to YouTube and watch the show there. Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.